In the heart of the bustling city, nestled behind imposing iron gates and surrounded by meticulously manicured gardens, stood the city's most revered institution, the Highwood Museum of Art. Its grand neoclassical facade exuded an air of unyielding dignity, a sentinel guarding the world's most precious artistic treasures. Within the museum's hallowed halls, under the watchful gaze of vigilant guards and the ceaseless hum of high-tech security, resided an unrivaled collection of priceless artworks. There, one could find masterpieces that had ignited revolutions of thought, brought tears to countless eyes, and inspired generations. The centerpiece was undoubtedly the enigmatic Mona Celestia, a painting so extraordinary that it seemed to possess a soul of its own. Legends whispered that those who gazed upon it felt a profound connection to the universe itself. Guarded by a laser security system as sophisticated as it was impenetrable, the Mona Celestia alone was worth more than a small nation's GDP. Beyond the Mona Celestia, the museum's halls boasted a breathtaking array of sculptures, centuries-old manuscripts, and a gallery dedicated to renowned artists from every corner of the globe. Each piece was a testament to human creativity and the relentless pursuit of beauty. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the museum, the priceless artworks remained hidden behind bulletproof glass and layers of intricate alarms. But lurking in the shadows was a group of individuals whose ambition knew no bounds, individuals whose obsession with the art would drive them to orchestrate a heist that would become the stuff of legend. In the depths of the city's underworld, where secrets whispered in the dark and alliances were forged in secrecy, the group of thieves began to assemble. They were a motley crew, each member a specialist in their own right, drawn together by a common desire to liberate the priceless treasures of the Highwood Museum of Art. At the helm was the enigmatic figure known only as the Maestro. With a mind as sharp as a scalpel and a reputation that spread fear throughout the criminal underworld, the Maestro was the mastermind behind this audacious heist. His fingers, adorned with countless stolen gemstones, danced over the blueprints of the museum with a sinister grace. By his side stood Sophia Silhouette Reynolds, a world-class cat burglar with a talent for slipping through the tightest of security nets. Her nimble fingers traced the invisible pathways through laser beams as she demonstrated her unrivaled skills to the group. Opposite her sat Vincent the forger Moreau, an artist in his own right. His eyes twinkled with mischief as he examined a replica of the Mona Celestia, a forgery so perfect that even the most seasoned art connoisseur would be fooled. Vincent's skill with a brush was surpassed only by his ability to replicate any artist's style flawlessly. Beside him, Marcus the Muscle Jackson, a hulking presence with a criminal past that had sent shivers down the spines of many a hardened criminal. He was the group's insurance policy, ready to use brute force if the need arose. The final member of the crew was Isabella Whisper Ruiz, a hacker extraordinaire. With a single keystroke, she could breach the most impenetrable digital fortresses. Her fingers danced across her keyboard as she disabled the museum's security systems in a simulated run-through. As the group gathered around a dimly lit table in a hidden hideout, the Maestro outlined the audacious plan. Their target, the Mona Celestia and the other treasures that adorned the museum's halls. Their objective, to execute the perfect heist, leaving no trace and evading the relentless pursuit of the law. With meticulous precision and an air of exhilarating danger, the Maestro and his crew embarked on their journey, their hearts pounding with the thrill of what lay ahead. The heist was in its embryonic stage, a clandestine symphony of crime about to crescendo into a masterpiece of audacity. As the thieves delved deeper into their audacious plan, they soon came face to face with the formidable web of security that cloaked the Highwood Museum of Art. It was a labyrinth of laser sensors, pressure-sensitive floors, and motion-activated cameras that seemed almost sentient in their vigilance. The group gathered in their secret hideout, huddled around a blueprint of the museum, illuminated only by the pale glow of computer screens. The Maestro's fingers traced the intricate pathways of laser sensors that guarded the Mona Celestia, each beam a potential death knell for the heist. Sophia Silhouette Reynolds, her eyes gleaming with determination, mimicked the motions of a stealthy cat as she demonstrated how she would navigate the laser grid. Her lithe form seemed to become one with the shadows as she moved gracefully, showing off her uncanny ability to evade detection. Vincent the forger Moreau took center stage next, unveiling a forgery of the museum's access card that would grant them entry. He grinned with wicked satisfaction as he recounted tales of his past exploits, each one involving a cleverly crafted replica that had fooled even the most astute security personnel. But the real challenge lay in Isabella Whisper Ruiz's hands. Her fingers danced across the keyboard as she simulated the museum's security systems, demonstrating the complexity of the digital defenses. She spoke of firewalls that were seemingly impervious, of encryption codes that guarded the museum's secrets like ancient spells. With each layer of security they unraveled, the tension in the room grew thicker. The museum had spared no expense in safeguarding its treasures, and failure was not an option. The thieves were on the precipice of a perilous journey, where a single misstep could trigger the alarms, bringing their carefully crafted plan crashing down around them. As the room fell into a heavy silence, the Maestro's eyes met those of his crew, and unspoken determination passed between them. The challenges ahead were daunting, but they were united by a singular purpose: to outwit the impenetrable fortress of the Highwood Museum of Art and seize its priceless treasures for themselves. The suspense hung in the air like a shroud, a precursor to the electrifying showdown that awaited them. With the intricacies of the museum's security looming over them, it was time to introduce each member of the thief group and their unparalleled skills, talents that would be crucial for the success of their audacious heist. 1. The Maestro. Skill: a mastermind of intricate plans and deception. Talent: unmatched in strategy and organization. Role: the charismatic leader who orchestrates every detail of the heist, from inception to execution. 2. Sophia Silhouette Reynolds. Skill: a world-class cat burglar. Talent: remarkable agility and a sixth sense for evading security. Role: the one who will navigate the museum's laser grid, slipping through security like a wisp of smoke. 3. Vincent the forger Moreau. Skill: an unparalleled artist and forger. Talent: the ability to replicate any artwork or document to perfection. Role: the master forger who will create a flawless replica of the Mona Celestia to leave in its place. 4. Marcus the Muscle Jackson. Skill: a formidable presence with a history of brute force. Talent: physical strength and fearlessness. Role: the protector of the crew, ready to handle any unforeseen confrontations with museum security or rival criminals. 5. Isabella Whisper Ruiz. Skill: a hacker extraordinaire. Talent: expertise in bypassing digital security systems. Role: the digital infiltrator responsible for disabling alarms and cameras, making the museum's security systems vulnerable. Each member of the crew possessed a unique set of skills that, when combined, made them a force to be reckoned with. They were a symphony of talent and cunning, each instrument finely tuned to play its part in the grand performance that awaited them at the Highwood Museum of Art. As they prepared to embark on their audacious heist, the spotlight shifted from one member to the next, showcasing their individual brilliance in the shadowy world of crime. In the heart of the city's labyrinthine underworld, the thief group, known as the Midnight Conclave, came together for a clandestine meeting. Their hideout, a dimly lit, subterranean chamber hidden beneath a derelict warehouse, echoed with whispers of conspiracy. The Maestro, their enigmatic leader, stood at the head of a long, scarred wooden table. He cleared his throat, and the room fell silent, save for the distant echoes of city life above. "Ladies and gentlemen," he began in a low, commanding tone, "the time has come to discuss our most ambitious endeavor yet." Sophia Silhouette Reynolds leaned forward, her piercing gaze never wavering. "We're ready," she declared, her voice like a shadowy caress. "The target," the Maestro continued, "is the Highwood Museum of Art, home to the Mona Celestia and other priceless treasures." He laid out a blueprint of the museum, its intricate security systems, and the layout of the coveted masterpiece. Vincent the forger Moreau examined the plans, his eyes glinting with mischief. "I can create a replica so perfect that even the most discerning eyes won't spot the difference," he assured. The Maestro nodded in approval. Our entry point will be the access card, which Vincent will craft. We'll bypass the exterior security, making our way to the Mona Celestia chamber. Marcus, the muscle Jackson, his massive frame barely fitting into the dimly lit room, cracked his knuckles. What if we run into trouble with the guards or alarms, he rumbled. Sophia smiled, her confidence unwavering. That's where I come in. I'll navigate the laser grid, disarm any alarms, and disable the cameras. Isabella Whisper Ruiz, her fingers poised over a keyboard, chimed in. Once inside, I'll disable the digital defenses. The museum's security systems will be blind to our presence. The Maestro nodded, satisfied with their preparations. And when we've secured the Mona Celestia, he queried. The room fell silent, the thieves understanding the gravity of their task. The Maestro's gaze swept over the group. We'll rendezvous at the safe house and prepare for the next phase, selling the artwork on the black market. The Midnight Conclave had been meticulously assembled, each member chosen for their unique skills and unwavering commitment to the heist. With the plan now laid out in intricate detail, they embarked on a perilous journey into the heart of the Highwood Museum of Art, where shadows concealed their presence and audacity fueled their ambition. As they continued to refine their strategy, the heist of a lifetime took shape, a symphony of crime conducted by the Midnight Conclave, orchestrated by the Maestro, and poised to make history. In the days leading up to the heist, tension simmered beneath the surface of the Midnight Conclave like an unquenchable fire. Doubts, like insidious whispers, began to infiltrate their once unwavering resolve. As the team gathered for their final briefing, Sophia Silhouette Reynolds couldn't help but fidget with the delicate lockpicks in her hand. Her eyes darted around the room, her nerves betraying her legendary poise. What if I mess up with those lasers, she muttered, more to herself than to the group. The Maestro, usually a picture of unwavering confidence, furrowed his brow. Silhouette, you've navigated countless laser grids. You'll be flawless, as always. Vincent the forger, Moreau, usually exuding cocky self-assuredness, hesitated for the first time. What if the replica I've crafted isn't convincing enough? What if they notice? The Maestro's tone was soothing, masking the trepidation that had begun to gnaw at him. Your skill is unparalleled, Vincent. No one else could forge the Mona Celestia like you. Marcus, the muscle Jackson, who rarely showed any emotion beyond stoicism, grunted in unease. And what if we run into a guard who doesn't go down quietly? What if the alarms blare? Sophia looked at him with a nervous smile. You're our insurance, Marcus. Your strength will see us through. Isabella Whisper Ruiz, hunched over her keyboard, finally spoke up. What if I can't crack the digital defenses? What if I'm not as good as I thought? The doubts were now out in the open, hanging in the air like a heavy fog. The Maestro knew that the success of the heist hinged on their confidence and unity. He took a step forward, his voice calm but firm. Doubt is our greatest enemy, my friends. We've trained for this, prepared for this, and we're the best at what we do. We can't afford to second-guess ourselves now. Silhouette, Vincent, Marcus, and Whisper exchanged glances, their uncertainties lingering but their determination still flickering in their eyes. The Maestro's words were a balm to their frayed nerves, a reminder of their unwavering commitment to the heist. With newfound resolve, they pushed aside their doubts, locked in a silent pact to trust in their abilities and in each other. The tension remained, but it was a tension that would fuel their audacity, each member of the Midnight Conclave poised to prove their mettle in the upcoming heist of a lifetime. The night had fallen, cloaking the city in shadows as the Midnight Conclave converged on the Highwood Museum of Art, their hearts pounding with anticipation. Their meticulously planned heist had reached its first critical juncture, the initial attempts to bypass the formidable security measures guarding the Mona Celestia and the other priceless artworks. Sophia Silhouette Reynolds moved with a grace that seemed otherworldly, her lithe form navigating the intricate web of laser sensors in the museum's inner chambers. She weaved through the beams like a phantom, her every movement a testament to her unparalleled agility. One misstep, and the alarms would scream to life, but Silhouette was a master of her craft. She reached the central chamber unscathed, her heart pounding with adrenaline. Vincent the forger Moreau approached the access card reader with a sense of trepidation. He slid the meticulously crafted replica card into the slot, the device beeping softly in acknowledgement. The door swung open, and Vincent slipped inside with the grace of a seasoned art aficionado. His heart raced as he neared the Mona Celestia. Marcus, the muscle Jackson, the shadow looming in the background, stood ready to spring into action should their intrusion trigger any physical security measures. His massive frame, concealed in the darkness, he scanned the surroundings for any signs of danger. Inside the control room, Isabella Whisper Ruiz's fingers danced over her keyboard. She disabled the digital alarms and cameras with a confidence born of countless hours of preparation. Her code cracked the final layer of security, and the museum's defenses stood vulnerable. As the group synchronized their movements, the tension in the air was palpable. They were on the precipice of success or catastrophe, and the weight of their audacity bore down upon them. The Mona Celestia stood before them, an ethereal masterpiece bathed in the dim glow of the gallery's ambient lighting. With a mix of relief and exhilaration, they had successfully bypassed the initial security measures. But the real challenge still lay ahead, the theft of the priceless artwork itself, and the treacherous path that would lead them to the final act of their audacious heist. The Midnight Conclave had breached the fortress, but the true test of their mettle was about to begin. With the initial security measures bypassed and the Mona Celestia within reach, the Midnight Conclave ventured deeper into the museum's labyrinthine chambers. However, the tension remained thick, for the world of crime was never without its capricious twists. Sophia Silhouette Reynolds moved with cat-like grace, her eyes scanning for any hidden sensors or tripwires. But even the most skilled cat sometimes lands on a squeaky floorboard. Her foot touched an unanticipated pressure-sensitive plate, and the museum's silent alarms roared to life, echoing through the hallowed halls. Vincent the forger Moreau's heart raced as he gazed upon the Mona Celestia. He approached the masterpiece with trepidation, ready to exchange it with the flawless replica he'd crafted. Yet, just as he reached for the priceless canvas, the gallery's dim ambient lighting flickered ominously, casting eerie shadows over the room. Marcus, the muscle Jackson, always vigilant, felt the tremors of a nearby seismic sensor. He signaled urgently to his companions, their carefully planned heist now teetering on the brink of disaster. Isabella Whisper Ruiz, in the control room, was confronted with a sudden surge of security alerts on her monitor. The museum's systems were fighting back, and her fingers raced across the keyboard, trying to regain control. As the alarms blared, the gallery's heavy doors began to close, sealing the group inside. Panic threatened to take hold as their meticulously choreographed heist unraveled. The shadows seemed to close in around them, and the priceless artwork remained tantalizingly out of reach. Desperation and tension gripped the Midnight Conclave as they confronted these unexpected obstacles. With time running out, they needed to rely on their wits and their finely honed skills to regain control of the situation. The museum's security had not yielded without a fight, and the thieves were now in a high-stakes dance with unpredictability, their audacity pushed to the limit. Amid the chaos of blaring alarms, flickering lights, and encroaching shadows, the Midnight Conclave's collective resolve proved unyielding. As the tension reached its zenith, the group rallied, their synchronized skills and unwavering determination enabling them to turn the tide. Sophia Silhouette Reynolds, her instincts razor-sharp, swiftly identified the pressure-sensitive plate beneath her foot. She leaped with feline agility, narrowly avoiding triggering the alarms. With her heart pounding, she continued her journey toward the Mona Celestia. Vincent the forger Moreau, undeterred by the flickering lights and the ominous shadows, steeled his nerves. He swiftly and silently exchanged the flawless replica with the priceless masterpiece, a near-miraculous sleight of hand. The Mona Celestia now rested safely in their possession. Marcus, the muscle Jackson, sensing the tremors of the seismic sensor intensify, acted with the precision of a surgeon. He reached the sensor and carefully disabled it, ensuring that their presence remained concealed. Isabella Whisper Ruiz, in the control room, waged a digital battle against the museum's retaliatory security systems. Her fingers moved like lightning across the keyboard, and gradually, the alarm ceased, the light stabilized, and the heavy doors began to reopen. With their collective efforts, the Midnight Conclave not only overcame the unexpected obstacles, but also turned them to their advantage. As the alarms faded into silence and the gallery's ambient lighting regained its calm, they stood together, their triumph in the shadows a testament to their skill and unwavering resolve. The Mona Celestia was now in their possession, the museum's defenses temporarily subdued. Yet, the tension remained, for the true test of their audacity was yet to come, their daring escape with the priceless artwork, and the treacherous path that lay ahead. The Midnight Conclave had not only entered the museum, they had seized their moment in the heart of the shadows, poised to make history.